on the weekend, we had Aljamain Sterling versus Petr Yan, and to everyone's amazement, or to many people's amazement, Aljamain Sterling pulled off the win, and that was largely due to the control that he had of Petr Yan's back in rounds 2 and 3. Some people thought the decision was controversial, but it's most likely that there was a 10-8 round, possibly round number 2. So I had it Petr Yan 1, 4 and 5, and I had Aljamain Sterling 10-8 in round 2 and 10-9 in round 3. So I actually had it as a draw. But I can definitely see how it went to Aljamain Sterling with that one. And also being a title fight, you don't want them to end in draws. But what happened? How did he just control Petr Yan so well? And it seemed like Petr Yan just had no real answer for the body triangle that Aljamain Sterling had when he was on his back. So let's have a quick look at 1, what Sterling was doing, and 2, what Petr was doing, and then 3, what is a potential solution for you guys at home who are watching going, geez, if I got stuck in that position, what would I do? So we're going to go through that now. Now, I'll jump in your back, Lockie. So, Sterling spent a lot of the time, and the hand positioning changed quite a lot because Petr Yan was hand fighting quite frequently. But for the most part, Sterling had the top side triangle with his left heel hooking behind the top leg. Now, occasionally, Petr Yan would switch sides. He'd get over this side, switch it this way, Lockie, so we're facing the camera. And when he got down here, Sterling would often switch to that inside lock. And then when there was a bit of room, he'd switch to the outside lock. Really smart from Sterling to do that. From here, one of a potential escape, or the escape that you'd do if I was Lockie, would be he'd be trying to face his yes, like that. So having this inside lock makes it harder for him to turn towards me. Right, so it's really smart there. And then if there's space, if there's space, having that there so that he can't clear this leg. So this leg here, hooking behind, is the one that really gave Petr Yan the drum. He did quite well in terms of fighting the hands, making sure he wasn't copping too many punches to the face. He actually did quite a good job. So his position here, Petr Yan got to that position quite a lot, but failed to then clear the legs, which is what we're going to go through now. So, Lockie's got me in a triangle, top side, outside lock, top side triangle. Like I said, the hand position changed quite a lot, but we'll just work from this position here because this is probably the worst position to be in. Now, this is Gordon Ryan's body triangle escape. So if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend you go to the source rather than the watered down version that you'll get from me. I highly recommend you go watch that. So I'll quickly go through it. Inside position here with my V grip on the wrist of the choking arm. So the bottom side's the choking arm, making sure I dress that choking hand first. Now, what Gordon does, obviously jiu-jitsu, there's no punches. So once he's got this, he quickly inserts his wedge underneath the knee. If this top leg is lazy, you don't even need to insert that wedge. You can just bring that up to here. Once I've got this foot here, I can start bringing my back to the mat. There's a bunch of different. Obviously, you can, once you unlock that leg, you can do all of your normal back escapes. But once again, address the choking hand. If that leg's lazy, you can just bring it around, just like that, using your thigh to drag the foot up to the opposite hand. Again, if I let go of this and start to grab there, like he's got the choke, so keeping this hand here, addressing that choking hand. So now, if it's lazy, do that. If he's not lazy and he's back heeling hard, this is a Gordon Ryan. Style from Gordon Ryan, put the wedge underneath the knee, scissor the top legs with the top leg forward, then bring it around and do all of the same maneuvers from there to escape. Get my back towards the mat, start to step over, start to just go. You can go for the headlock escape, bring the elbow inside. We'll go over that another day. Now, with strikes, it's a different thing. I might have this choking hand here, but Lockie's going to be using that right hand to try and obviously strike me, and then I'm going to let go, and so there is this hand fight going on. Where what my goal, if Lockie has my back, is to try and get 2 overhooks like this. Now, Petr Yan actually does this multiple times during the fight, does a really good job of it, and he sits here waiting, hoping the ref is going to break them, but he doesn't. Obviously, Sterling has such a dominant position, the ref doesn't stand up. Petr Yan sort of just waits like this. Now, with MMA gloves, obviously MMA has a disadvantage that you get hit, so it makes the escapes harder, but the gloves are just so much bigger and harder to pull out of when you just got these 2 overhooks like that. You're just pinching those elbows to your side. So we're going to use the gloves, use the fact that we've got gloves and can strike with them against our opponent. So once I get, Lockie, grab the choking arm, put choking, there we go. So once I use various hand fighting techniques, I like to push, backhand in, extend, bring it around. Now, what I do here, notice where we are. I've got one hand overhooking, grabbing the opposite wrist. If I can get to here, that's ideal. Lockie, try and pull your right arm out. It's really hard, especially with the glove on. And this hand is grabbing the wrist, so you can't remove that left arm either, right? So I've got both of them trapped. Now he's got that strong back heel with his right side, making it very hard to get out of. So now I'm safe from getting punched, but I'm still locked in the body triangle. So this, because I've got this left arm trapped beneath my body weight on the underside, I don't have to be as active with this left arm to hold. So that one is the one, and I might not get my elbow under, but I might just get my forearm under. If I get my elbow, that's great. Then we do the same thing. Top leg down, and we twist, 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 bringing that right leg forward just a touch, switch it back, bring it across, grab the foot, grab the foot with the hand, and start to turn my back towards the mat. Once I'm here, I'm pretty well most of the way out. At least I've dealt with the body triangle. I can obviously go through a number of other escapes from there, but just this one is dealing with that body triangle. And Petr Yan, his corner, actually told him at the end of the first round, don't give the back. End of the second round, I should say. When he got stuck in the back, he said, don't give the back, first line of defense. And that's a great corner, they're absolutely right. Don't give the back. So Petr Yan turned to run away, Sterling jumped on him. They've only got 1 minute, he can't give him all the techniques under the sun on how to escape the back. He says, don't turn your back. Unfortunately, round 3, between those 2 rounds after he's given that advice, he gets his back caught again, and he still doesn't know what to do with that foot. So, I believe in the corner, while Petr Yan was very close, can you see it? After he's had his back held for a minute or 2, all of a sudden he starts working towards that foot. He starts trying to foot pummel, he starts trying to grab with the opposite hand, he starts edging towards some success. But while he's doing it, let's quickly jump on, while Petr Yan starts reaching down and grabbing for this foot, he neglects to address the chokes. So when he does that, he then has to let go of the foot and then start going back for the hand fight. So therein lies the problem. He didn't address the choking hand, which is why I really like this position here where I've got both hands caught up, opposite grip wrist, hand caught there, wedge under, and then I can start going for the leg pummel to get the cross grip with the hand and foot. At the end of round 3 is when you hear them start to give that advice. You need to, and you can hear, I can't remember what his coach's name is, but he starts telling them he has to start dealing with that foot behind the leg. Fortunately for Petr Yan, round 4 and 5, he doesn't get his back taken again, so it's not a problem. But I just thought, for those of you watching, because I watched it immediately, I was like, how would I get out of that, Because I knew how to do the back escape, but I didn't know how to deal with punches coming at me as well. So after a bit of brainstorming today, that was the best option we came up with. So hopefully if you guys are watching, this helps you out. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. And let me know in the comments if it worked for you or if you've got a better escape that works for you.